It is Ryan Seacrest here. Everybody needs some variety in life. That's what I love about Chumba Casino. They know how to keep things fresh and exciting. All their games are free to play, like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire. You can claim free daily login bonuses, too. And they release new games every week. So spice things up with ChumbaCasino.com now for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
You are listening to DC On Screen.
All right, well, welcome back into DC On Screen. Wait. It hasn't been... What? Oh, God. Holy shit. Oh, my.
I reached for a drink, and there was one cough that needed to make its way out.
I reached for a drink, and there was nothing but dust in it.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, hello, dear listener. Welcome back into DC On Screen. I am your host, David C. Robertson. This is Jason Goss.
Hello.
I did not think we were going to squeeze another one out before the end of the new year.
Didn't have to say it that way.
What? Wait, end of the new year? End of the old year before... What the fuck?
Wasn't what I was saying. But continue.
I didn't think we were going to do another episode before the end of the year.
Uh-huh. And that may prove to be true. All right, it's been fun, guys.
Christ.
We'll try again in 25.
Oh. All right, well. Mm-hmm. No. We've got some stuff. We can talk about it.
Sure.
For instance, Creature Commandos was renewed for season 2.
Oh, thank God. It just really struck me that we were only 2 episodes, that we only had 2 episodes left yesterday, and I felt like, oh man, I could do this again.
Yeah. It's been odd because of, I hate to mention the naysayers, but it still feels like we're in a space where like we need to answer some of that, because I feel like a lot of our listeners like us are on the internet and they're like going, Jesus Christ, and seeing all of this hatred. And, there's been some talk that I've seen where people are like, oh yeah, of course they got renewed. James Gunn is in charge of it. But that's not what's happening. You realize, well, no, a lot of people don't realize.
I mean,
Max renewed it. Like, Gunn is over DC. He's not over Max.
I don't know. It's going to play a part here, but it still just kind of wouldn't be there if it wasn't justified. Also, I'm less struck by who would have made the decision by why it'd be contentious to begin with.
I don't know. It's just a general hatred of Gunn.
Just anyone mad about a renewal probably wasn't watching.
Oh, they're watching.
Poor bastards.
I don't know. Maybe they aren't.
Creature Commandos sounds like a show that would enjoy being hate fucked like that. Like, it really was. So.
Probably. But you know what? It's been in the top 10 every week. It's gained viewers every week. It's been higher on the top 10 every week.
It's a very good show. Compelling as hell.
Yeah. Like,
watch it
Gunn
if you haven't. It's going to be a great time.
Gunn and Safran released a joint statement. It says, we're thrilled to team up with Max for another season of Creature Commandos Mayhem. From our spectacular first season of Peacemaker to the astonishing run of the Penguin to the record-breaking launch of Creature Commandos, Max has consistently delivered above industry expectations and beyond our wildest imaginings. Thank you, Casey, Sarah, Pia, Sano, and the entire team for your tremendous support of DC Studios. We are proud to call Max home. See, all those people that he just named, those are the people it's not Gunn just being like, I renew thee. Oh, thank you, me. It's not that.
Yeah.
I swear
it's not a full vacuum situation. I'm sure he had to be on board.
Yeah, decision. Like if they were like, hey, this is done really well, we want to renew it.
We're going to make season 2. No, I'm done with that story. We're going to make it without you. Well, no, you're not. I think that would be the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But
that is the conversation, yeah.
But I just don't think it's
that
much
would
of a
be.
conversation starter in general for people to be worried about. Like, well, he must have hit reply to that email or something. What?
Yeah.
Even if on behalf of who cares?
It's like people are imagining like the situation like from the from like the backdoor pilot of Andy Griffith's show from Danny Thomas. Where like he's like, well, you know, how dare you arrest me? I'm going to go to the paper with this. So he's like, all right.
Yeah.
And he's like, first he's like, well, we'll just talk to the justice of the peace about this, about you crooked cops over here pulling me in. And he's like, oh, don't talk to the justice of the peace that way. Cause, you know, don't insult his robes. And then a few seconds later, Andy sits down and turns the little plaque over. It says Justice of the Peace. He's like, all right, court's in order.
How you doing?
And he's like, well, I'm going to the paper with this. All right, fine. He hands him the phone. He's like, yeah, get me the editor of the paper. Another phone in the background rings. Andy picks it up, sticks on a hat. Editor of the Mayberry Gazette.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that.
I admit right now, though, I have a weird relationship with the idea of like James Gunn sitting in some sort of throne with a little button where he just disposes of or continues things with a gesture.
Yeah.
I'm on the one hand, that kind of image is always worrisome, and on the other hand, I'm a little bit into it.
Yeah.
I don't mind there being I don't mind there being just a central person who's got a creative bent who's actually making like some real decisions, though. For better or worse, that may not be always the best decisions, but
I imagine there are a series of checks and balances. It's not just Gunn just saying like, yes, this will, you know.
Yeah.
Doesn't even make sense.
As long as he keeps the balance up, he keeps getting the checks, it works fantastically.
Mm-hmm. Someone asked why it was a weekly Good God. Maybe we shouldn't have done one. I'm still recuperating from Christmas, apparently.
Okay.
Someone asked Gunn, why a weekly release schedule for Creature Commandos? Gunn says, because it affords a quality show an opportunity to be discussed and grow from week to week. Creature Commandos has gotten more popular from episode to episode because of the positive discussion around it and has cultivated an enthusiastic audience. If we had dropped all the episodes at once, who knows what would have happened? I will likely always be in the one-a-week camp for our shows. For people who want to binge it all, they can wait until the end of the season. Amen. I love a good binge watch, but you know what? It does put a lot of pressure on me. I feel like I have to just sit and watch it all, or I'll get
block
spoiled.
14 hours.
Yeah, and I don't care for that.
Which is that is odd though. He's right. You can binge at the end, and often what happens is, you know, to me, you're gonna like forget for like. It's not just going to be the day after the finale. It's going to be like 2 weeks later when you remember, or 2 months later.
Mm-hmm.
In a lot of cases. So, man, I just wish a lot of the metrics that people would actually cared about would take that into account. But again, the nice part about having this setup is for right now, those kind of things are going to be given grace.
Yep. Yep.
Old regime would have, you know, I don't know, put out the movie to save Q4 budget or something. Something stupid like that.
Uh-huh. Gunn did say that the season finale of Creature Commandos will have a post-credit sequence.
Yeah. That is exciting though, because it's going to be a nice 6-month gap before we get something else.
Yeah. By the way,
and we get to care about universes again now.
We do. Someone brought up the Gunn's little spot in the Creature Commandos opening. Mm-hmm. They're like, that table seems really, really way too low to the ground. Like, you're like hunching over like hardcore, man.
I have worried about that.
That is a small table.
Yeah.
And Gunn was like, I couldn't help it. I was drawn to it. Well, help.
That's good.
All right. All right. Let's get into Superman.
Cool.
All right. So,
the talk of the day, the background of both of our phones, Superman.
Oh yeah. Oh, and I got my poster in the mail.
Nice.
From DC, the DC shop. So it's not on the wall yet, but it is framed, and it's propped up right next to the Batman that Bill Sienkiewicz did for the IMAX screening.
We usually have to make some serious adjustments about wall space when something like that happens.
That's right.
You don't just have a blank spot sitting there.
And now,
Taylor Swift style, ready to...
Well, I've had a blank space for a while now because I've been sort of moving things around. And now, because I got it, I was like, you know what? I really do kind of want a Reeve poster somewhere. And I've been looking around like, what can I do here?
I mean, I figured you'd be happy with just a one shot of the Reeve story little poster thing. It does look good. Hell, even the cover thumbnail on like HBO Max makes, damn it, it looks good.
It does. If I, actually I have
that just started so that I will, not be able to forget to watch it at some point soon.
Yeah, you definitely need to watch it. It's great. Now,
I don't want to cry today.
I just reminded myself though that downstairs I have 2 original program notes. Mm-hmm. They used to have little magazines in theaters, like programs, like for like a play. Mm-hmm. I have one for Superman 78 and one for Superman 2.
Oh, sweet.
And I might be able to find a good frame for those and just put those up.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll build you something if we have to for that.
And those are original. I found those at I think I found them at Read Books down here in downtown Birmingham. It may have been somewhere else.
It was Mr. Edward Bay.
Anyway, so I'm going to talk about something that we don't normally talk about on this show. Fucking rumors.
Okay.
All right. So, Jeff Snyder and John Roca on the hot mic. And, they're scoopers.
Okay.
Snyder said he knew multiple people who had seen Superman. He says, the buzz is not good. I'm hearing bad things. I'm hearing you should be worried. And it sounds like James Gunn is aware of some of the feedback. He claims that's why reshoots are happening, even though last episode we talked about this. There are no reshoots happening. There are pickup shots, not scenes. No reshoots, Gunn said.
Yeah.
But of course, the usual suspects don't want to believe that.
Naturally.
And there seems to be a fair amount of belief that Jeff Snyder just kind of shits on things when he's not invited to things. And he has a history of that. I don't know.
Oh.
I take him with 0 grains of salt. Like
the old WB junket problem.
All the grains of salt, whichever one it means that I don't believe shit he says.
Yeah.
So I really should have waited. I'm not well.
I really don't. I don't even know who this little cat is, man. My bubble is very different in a lot of ways. Like I don't even see. I've cut out so much in general. I don't have any of the like a huge overlap of negative feedback about the new Superman universe in my world. If you scroll through my feeds, it's very.
My threads.
I block and meet the crap out of things.
Yeah, I do from time to time. Like I do a lot, but like my certain areas, like what platforms I don't go to very often because that's where I see all the hate. Like threads right now is very curated for me.
Yeah.
Instagram, I'm seeing nothing but happy times. Like TikTok though. Not TikTok, Twitter. Sorry, X, whatever.
Yeah.
Twitter, nothing but hate. And Facebook, almost. It's a good split. Like it's one of those things where like, when I'm on our DC on Screen page, they will just like Facebook keeps feeding me a lot of bullshit from different pages and stuff. And there's a lot of Snyder bros there. There's a lot of people who are just not Snyder bros, but they're mad that Cavill didn't get another chance. It's just like all sorts of people who are mad.
Yeah.
But I do try to stay up with some of this rumor shit a little bit. I don't pay a lot of attention to it, but when people that I know listen to our show and think, hey, those are reasonable cats. When people are like, dude, did you, specifically Brooklyn Batman, I'll say like,
usually
I listen to
cat.
Yeah, usually a reasonable cat. So we have certain people who will come to us and I'll go like, oh, that's a thing? Shit. Let me look at that. So,
well, goddamn, let me take a look.
I do try to like keep up with it because I'm like, well, let's look at that. We'll see what happens. And, so.
Well, I mean, rumors aren't completely without occasional nuggets of truth.
Yeah. Jeff Snyder said, it's looking bad. Roka said, someone who's seen Superman told me as the tone of the first Captain America movie and the Mummy films. I didn't know those were considered bad.
One, I didn't know they were bad.
Yeah.
Two, I've never thought to combine them into a genre. What the fuck tone is that?
I don't know. Delightful adventure film? What the fuck?
We made a genre of things I generally enjoyed, but don't think about too much.
Like, what do you mean about that? They've got the tone of the first Captain America movie
down in this comment.
and the Mummy films. Like, oh, they were delightful action films with likable characters.
And you found this genre problematic. Why?
Well, damn that, Gina. Yeah. Damn that.
Yeah.
They said Nicholas Hoult is the standout and the film is quote unquote decent, but a large chunk of the film was unfinished with only a third of the film's VFX done. That sounds right. That sounds accurate. I mean, you know how many fucking months are left.
Yeah.
He continued, it has the least amount of humor of any Gunn film, but there's still humor throughout the film. Most people will be satisfied with the movie, and it should be received well enough to continue Gunn's DCU. Now,
I mean, he has a pretty high amount of humor. If it's less than normal for him, that was probably a good calculation.
Now, another source has come to the forefront and said their source described Superman as Guardians of Galaxy level good. And while some of the VFX were unfinished, a lot of the shots were polished enough with 7 months to go before release. The people who shared their opinions in attendance said they loved the movie. So, to recap, we're right back where we started. You don't know shit.
Yeah.
And most of this might be just bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, it's the thing though, is like Jeff Snyder especially, like fucking every time there's a comic book movie, he has somebody come in. Well, they've seen the screenings and they're saying it's a mess. It's not good. Yeah, sometimes it's right. And then most of the, you never know. Anyway.
That's a shame.
I mean, that's what they do. That's what they got to do. They say, oh, well, it's a piece of shit. Oh, no. And then they know that their name is going to get out there because they're cranking out these fucking clickbait titles.
Well, yeah. I mean, anyone who's inherently worried about it's going to click on that immediately. It's built in. Unfortunately.
All right. Let's talk about that damn can. Someone on Threads asked James Gunn, why did Superman feel a can that hit his head in the trailer? Gunn says, why do you feel a flea that lands on your forehead? This is pretty much what I said.
Yeah.
I said, why do you flinch when a fly hits the back of your head?
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt. It's just, something hit me. All right. And once again, since it's making all the rounds, I thought I'd bring it up once again. That damn budget was not $360 million. Gunn once again said, long, long ago, debunked. It wasn't anywhere near this much. We only got a few weeks in Ohio. I don't know where or why or how in the world anyone would think they'd have access to our budget, because that's what it was. It was like an Ohio tax form or something that claimed it was $360 million. Bullshit. All right.
I mean, it's going to end up being like a permit application for some like roadway.
Man. Maybe.
Estimated revenue of project? I don't know. 300 million?
Yeah, they don't know.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. Over the last 75 years, over 10,000 chemicals have been introduced to our food supply. Yet the EU only allows 300 food additives. But at Thrive Market, we bring our members the highest quality brands and restrict more than 1,000 ingredients found at conventional grocery stores, making the switches easy with our Healthy Swaps scanner, which finds better versions of all your favorite pantry, snacking, and home essentials without the added junk, dyes, and fillers. Plus, it's all delivered straight to your door. So if you're looking to shop at a grocery store that actually cares about your health, go to thrivemarket.com/podcast and you'll get 30% off your first order and a free gift.
All right. Is it Ultraman or is it Midnighter? Waits in Horror over on YouTube said, I am still convinced that the dude in all black is the Midnighter. I will defend this hill until I know otherwise. All right. So we've got a character who's dressed in all black in Superman. He's got a U on his chest. I don't know how U winds up being Midnighter, except there might be, it might be like a Batman versus Superman situation in as much as it might be Midnighter, who is basically, you know,
that
gay Batman in the DCU.
Batman, yeah.
Yeah.
I forget what their actual universe is called. It's one of Grant Morrison's little pockets, right?
I mean, it's in the proper DCU. I think it started in, well, I don't remember, but it's in the proper DCU. Like they're around.
Yeah.
But Midnighter is human. He's got artificial enhancements. He's got enhanced physical attributes, temporary pain suppression, auxiliary heart, neurotactical wetware, master combatant, multilingualism, stealth, weapon expertise, and he's a skilled tactician according to his Wikipedia. And I don't see any reason he can't work for Luthor, and I don't see any reason that Luthor couldn't give him extra powers or dampen Superman's powers for him to fight Superman. I also don't see any reason that Luthor couldn't call him Ultraman and then like in an after credit sequence, Ultraman's like, fuck Ultraman and I'm Midnighter. Yeah. Let me go find some Apollo ass to plow.
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah, dude, if you're right, good on you. I don't think that's what they're going to do.
I wouldn't. I mean, I think that series of characters is on his docket at some point. Wasn't that in his announcements somewhere?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the authority is planned.
The authority, that's the word I want. Yeah, but so I guess Midnighter's going to be in the cards somewhere. But didn't
and Ultraman is there with the engineer who's from the authority.
Yeah,
in all the shots we have.
True. There's nothing really standing against it other than the U seems a little out of place to keep worrying about it. Is my only.
Well, again, I mean they could easily, like what I've explained before to people online, whether they accept it or not, when they are making these movies and these TV shows, they change the names to screw us on the expectation. Like, not to really screw us, but to surprise us because we're comic book nerds and we know things. And they're like, hey, if we're just going to call him Ultraman, people are like, holy shit, Earth 3. And then we watch the movie and they're like, oh, well, that wasn't Earth 3. Yeah. What the fuck? So
subverting us, if you will.
Yeah. So Ultraman could be very well, Midnighter or Bizarro, which that's the big theory that everyone thinks. And that's exactly why I think it's not that at this point.
Yeah, that's one of those tricks that can go very poorly if the reveal doesn't land. And I honestly right now couldn't think of an example, but I feel like my head's reaching toward the CW for the examples.
Yeah. I don't... We've seen the Superman clone who turns into Bizarro thing. We've seen someone who looks like somebody else who turns out to be Bizarro. We just saw that on Superman and Lois.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like Gunn wouldn't go that route. I don't know
how many Eobard Thawns I've seen at this point in my life.
I feel like they're not going to go that route just because of how much Bizarro has been a clone of Supergirl or Superman, or
it would be a bit dumb.
Showed up as Doomsday, and then you take off the mask, and it's Bizarro, but then he turns into Doomsday. Yeah. Jesus Christ!
I mean, it's a fun enough take. They just finished it on Superman and Lois, and I had a great time with it. But I doubt he'd be doing it actively again right now.
I don't want to see it again, honestly. I'll take Midnighter over that.
Yeah.
All right,
Path of Least Resistance is still Ultraman for me.
Yeah. And that's kind of almost the theme of this episode of DC on Screen. It's just like, yeah, I don't know. It seems like a path of least resistance is the easiest bit to go to. I mean, for the Brave and the Bold, in an interview, Andy Muschietti said that the Batman Brave and the Bold project has been postponed a little bit. I might do another film before that. Is this a surprise? Is this any different from what we've heard before? No. This falls right in line with what James Gunn said earlier this month. From the beginning, I've made it clear the one thing we were going to do at DC, no matter what, we're going to wait until the screenplays and the teleplays are ready before we shoot them. I'm not going to shoot anything until I'm happy with it. I have to feel it in my heart. Other things aren't quite there. Booster Gold's not there. Wilder isn't there. Brave and the Bold isn't quite there. They're not quite where I want them to be yet. I don't think it's any great conspiracy. It's not postponed because James Gunn wants the Batman to be a part of it. Maybe it is, but I mean, and if it is, I don't care. That's fine too. Mm-hmm. And then we got the Batman Part 2 is delayed.
Yeah.
It's delayed again until October 2027. Gunn says, yes, it is true. The only reason for the delay is there isn't a full script. Those of you who follow me here probably know that already. Yes, we do. We do, James. Mm-hmm. Matt is committed to making the best film he possibly can, and no one can accurately guess exactly how long a script will take to write. Once there is a finished script, there is around 2 years for pre-production, shooting, and post-production on big films. Now, reasons I've heard for the delay, scrolling around on Facebook for a few hours. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And some of these are being pawned off as actual headlines. 1, James Gunn is trying to kill Reeves' Batman universe out of jealousy. Well, that makes no sense.
No.
Gunn has from the beginning championed the Elseworlds concept. The Batman did over $772 million worldwide. It was a huge success with critics and audiences overall. The Penguin, also set in that universe, was a massive success for HBO and Max. Mm-hmm. If he killed the Reeves verse, he would effectively be ensuring that his contract would not be renewed. Y'all, he's already done 2 years. He's got 2 years to go on this contract. They could get rid of him so quick. All right. So second reason I keep hearing this
4-year marker too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. The second big reason people think this is happening, the studio, so James Gunn, is secretly putting a hold on the Batman to see how Superman does before going forward. No fucking sense. Makes no sense. With the successes of Reeves' universe, as I just read off, they would absolutely prefer to have Batman in the wings just in case Superman failed, because Batman is historically a better bet at the box office, especially since the Reeves universe has been very, very well received. Again, Gunn would not jeopardize his contract and all the work he's been putting in to play that game.
Yeah.
This one's got a little water. A little bit. Matt Reeves has a personal crisis. So, I've seen some scoopers, specifically Viewer Anon. I kind of feel like everybody else is kind of just jumping on the Viewer Anon bandwagon.
Gotcha.
Viewer Anon said, don't be too hard on Reeves. Things are going on. There are reasons it's taken so long for the Batman Part 2 script to be finished. He's not just procrastinating. Promise. And then later he said, sorry for the cryptic. I just don't want to say anything that might not be 100% correct. And then someone replied, just never stopped you before. Why
the sudden onset of scruples? That is funny, because that would be a hilariously thoughtful thing to do if you were like in the inside circle and just wanted to try to say something, but not. But like, no.
But Viewer Anon did clarify that he wasn't referring to Matt Reeves' divorce. That is going on, which that could absolutely be. That could be enough. I mean, this whole time I've been saying, look, I mean, we have, first of all, he was writing a script. Casey Bloys said, I want to do that for Penguin. So guess what? He doesn't have a script. He's got to start over. He's probably got to figure out a way to put Sophia in. Yeah. Then let's say, okay, writer's strike. Well, pencils down. I mean, there are real world issues here. And now he's got a divorce going on.
That's the crisis. He's going to like guru after guru trying to memory techniques to figure out all the great ideas he forgot during that period.
So look, of course, if there is a personal crisis going on that Matt Reeves is dealing with, health issues, whatever it is, we of course wish the best for him, and y'all need to shut the fuck up and stop acting like he owes you anything, because he doesn't. So there's also James Gunn is trying to force Reeves into making the Batman DCU proper. Mm-hmm. Now we do know James Gunn he's admitted that he considered making it part of the DCU proper. He says Matt Reeves doesn't want to do it, so he's respecting that. And I mean, they could still be talking about it. There are claims, rumors and shit that, oh yeah, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to convince Matt Reeves. And if Matt Reeves changes his mind and wants it in the DCU, we have actually heard rumors that Pattinson wants it in the DCU as well. Yeah. Then he could show up on other projects, and that would alleviate your little bitch sessions where you're talking about how everyone's going to forget about the Batman because, well, he could show up in a couple other projects. It would tide fans over. He
will need to show up eventually for the tiding to keep working.
Yeah. But I still don't think it even matters. If he becomes if he's the DCU Batman eventually, I'm okay with it. It's fine. It makes sense. It's already a really successful take on Batman. Yeah. Like I said last week.
It would be maddeningly dumb to abandon the money that's sitting there.
Mm-hmm. And if Matt Reeves suddenly, gets a wild hair up his ass and goes, wait, we could have him doing fantastical shit in the DC universe, and then my trilogy or whatever is still grounded as hell. I mean, that just sounds like the comics, right? Where Batman's running around, fighting dudes in suits, and then all of a sudden he's over in Justice League every month as well, fighting Starro.
Yeah.
We're good. The only thing we have as far as actual evidence that they're thinking about making it DCU proper is that in the Hollywood Reporter article that mentioned the Batman Part 2, which, by the way, is apparently going to have a different name now, different title, but they specifically mentioned that it was going to be separate from the DCU, and then a few hours later they updated the article very quietly and took that part out. But, on Threads, Gunn explained why the situation was pretty normal, because everyone was going, 5 years, what the fuck? He says, look, because it's pretty normal considering sequels usually have a long gap between movies. Mm-hmm. The Batman came out in 2022, and now its sequel is set for 2027. To be fair, a 5-year gap or more is fairly common in sequels. 7 years between Alien and Aliens, 14 years between Incredibles, 7 years between the first two Terminators, 13 years between Avatars, 36 years between Top Guns, and of course 6 years between Guardians Volume 2 and 3. And we could keep going. Like,
Ghostbusters had a pretty big gap, didn't it?
It was a 5-year gap.
Yeah.
84 and 89. Yeah, like, we can keep going. Like, can we bring up the Tron movies? Can we bring up the Blues Brothers, for Christ's sake?
Yeah.
It means nothing. And you know what? Actually, I'm wrong. It means that Pattinson can grow in between, and we have like a real Young Justice situation on our hands. Like, we can go to Batman Part 2, and he's got a couple of Robins, and we're not like, what? When did this happen? Okay.
Yeah.
It's been 5 years.
I think real mistakes have been made when you don't acknowledge real gaps in time. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you try to cast down at some point and he's clearly getting out of the wheelchair to perform the scenes, then acknowledge that.
And make a Batman Beyond movie.
Yeah. But
still canon.
Yeah.
But for now, we don't have confirmation that Gunn is enough of a freak about creativity and creative passions and shit. Like, if Reeves doesn't want to do it, he's not going to make them.
No.
But if Reeves goes, wait, I have an idea, this could be really good. And let's face it, they weren't going to keep Muschietti anyway. I don't give a shit what they say.
Yeah, I don't think so.
They made an announcement before the Flash dropped. The Flash flopped. Muschietti's probably checked out creatively.
Yeah, probably. I mean, he could bounce back, but just that's what history would say. A lot of people are just going to bail on it right now. I don't know. I don't know what Reeves is doing either. It would be surprising if you told me that Gunn didn't just have a little backup plan that would be kind of on a napkin somewhere. It's not like it's particularly that hard to find a back route to get Reeve into his universe if he wants to. There's a dozen different ways to do it. Gunn knows them all because they're they're tropes now, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's just probably got like his one or two favorites that he'd use if he got the opportunity.
And Robert Pattinson, by the way, is 38 years old right now.
Yeah, he's basically dead. I mean, we got to do this now.
Are you? No, my point was, are you telling me that they can't do a Brave and the Bold with him and Damien? Come on.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Come on. I'm 41. I have friends my age who have grown fucking kids.
It's true though. If you do a Batman, if you do a Damien movie, you've got built in, appeal there because that Batman fucks.
I mean,
it's the premise.
Yeah. His shit probably stinks, like it's just junk. He's probably not getting a lot of blowjobs. That's what I'm saying, They peel off that fucking that uniform. They're like, oh God, just stick it in the cooler. I can't do it.
I've always like headcanon the shit out of the fact that he's got a mansion's worth of like basically day spa shit in there that he can use to de-grime himself every day.
Yeah, I mean, you would hope, but if he's just sort of out in the world, fighting somebody on a rooftop and then they start getting down.
Oh no, yeah, day 3.
If it's like a Frank Miller Black Canary,
it's just not going to be a pretty situation. Doesn't matter how you do this.
Yeah.
It just doesn't, and he gets hit heard. I mean, he's pissing blood probably a few times during these battles.
Right? Yeah. Oh, right. Well, that's all I've got, except for
God, that would be right. I don't really want to think about it. And they tried to draw the bat penis one time, just one little peek under the hood at the hood, and everyone freaked the fuck out.
Yeah. Well. Shimon115 over on YouTube says, man, I love this podcast so much. I discovered y'all on Spotify. I didn't know y'all had a YouTube channel. We do, and thank you, Shimon. Mm-hmm. We do have a YouTube. There's not really video on there. It's just, the audio show.
Yeah.
But we are on YouTube if that makes you, want to listen to us there.
Yeah. It is still a preferred format for a lot of people to just listen to stuff on the background that way.
Yeah, we also put these up ad-free for $1 patrons over on our Patreon. So you don't have to listen to all the bullshit ads that Spreaker is forcing down our throats now.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do about that because I don't like it. But anyway, patreon.com/DC on screen.
For a temporary and beneficial for everyone solution.
Yep.
Doesn't have to be temporary.
$1 tier. You get all the episodes ad-free. $5, you get that plus whatever bullshit we come out with. I don't know. We talked a little bit before the show and recorded it, so maybe that's worth a Patreon. I don't know. Yes. But I'll look at it. But yeah, you can also sign up for free and just get random ass updates as well. I think I'm done.
Yeah, I'll call it.
Cool. Love you guys. Thank you so much for listening, and just please remember to not be too bummed out by anything you read online. Don't believe all the stupid bullshit, the conspiracy theories, and like right now, the last lingering flock of angry Snyder bros.
Yeah.
I swear to God, like I was reading, I was just like, they just took all the wrong lessons from Dark Knight Returns. Like they're all talking like the mutants. Mm-hmm. They're like, nah, man. Gunn Superman blow. Snyder Superman peak. They peak.
I forgot about that language.
They peak.
Oh, that was rough. But yeah.
Cavalgoat.
It was kind of going to be an inevitability. With a lot of the Snyderverse, it's just those people were always there, but most people, as things moved on, just moved on with their lives. And what we have left is nothing but the tumor.
Mm-hmm.
I advise hopping onto some other apps in some cases.
I continue to
as you went over the apps where you were finding negativity earlier, I was starting to realize, it's because I don't have certain things installed, I think.
Yes. I continue to say we dug Snyder's shit, man. We did.
Deeply.
We thought it was unfairly maligned, It's a thing that I hope sincerely someday when the DCU is well-founded and the Elseworlds are going and kicking and Netflix and Snyder have parted ways or work out something, Gunn can be like, hey, man, come do your thing, finish her up, and we can get that.
Mm-hmm.
Or the plan, we already know Snyder has said that the plan would not be what we saw on those whiteboards. So if it changes again and he and Gunn come together and be like, let's do a crisis, let's do something cool, that'd be awesome too. They're friends in real life. We know they're friends.
Yeah.
I don't care. You can say that like, oh, they're all just being polite. That ain't the way shit works.
Yeah. It's
just not.
It's not a legit battle. It can be let go.
But anyway, Happy New Year. Wish the best for all you guys. Please practice civility
And
online.
safe sex, I guess. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
It is.
You
it is
know,
New Year.
and when I say, yeah, well, but when you say safe sex, I hope you also mean like, keep in mind if you are like wearing a super suit and you've been fighting crime all day and then you don't like shower.
Right.
If you just go and like get into like a deep grind session on a rooftop or something, like don't give the girl a yeast infection, man. Clean your shit.
It's these lessons that fathers don't pass on to their children. It's important.
Right. It's one of those. Should be taught in Sunday school.
Yeah. It's right after shaving.
Until next time, keep some DC on your screen.
Yeah.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
Every day when you log into ChumbaCasino.com, the ultimate online social casino, you get a free daily bonus. Imagine if you got daily bonuses in other parts of your life.
I chose French fries over loaded French fries.
I asked Stuart from accounting about his weekend, even though I don't care.
I updated my operating system without having to call tech support.
Collect your free daily bonus at ChumbaCasino.com now. And live the Chumba life. VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18 plus.